Hey everyone, Diavolo here, and welcome back to the spoilers that have just dropped for chapter 212 of Tokyo Revengers. If you guys are new around here and want to keep up to date with the latest Tokyo Revengers spoilers and more, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and also leave a like on the video, as it goes to show that you guys are enjoying my content and it helps to push it to new people. But enough of that, let's get into these spoilers. So, at the end of episode 211, we left off with the Rokuhara Tandai and Brahmin, both confronting each other after Terano South from the Rokuhara Tandai was trying to, push the draken along with Takemichi as well into joining his group or his gang so that he could have more, of a power influence inside of Tokyo. And Brahmin's number 2, Takemichi Akashi, who appeared with a group of people, is the old vice president to the first ever leader of the Black Dragons. So I first want to start off and just talk about what's going to happen, with this Black Dragons member and why in the future Mikey could say be with this group and why it kind of makes sense in a way. This Akashi guy could have been extremely close friends with Shinichiro, Mikey's brother, which would make sense for why in the future Mikey ends up being part of this Bonten or Brahim because of this guy here, this vice president. He could end up being a major influence on Mikey, especially if Mikey looks up to him because he's a lot older. He probably knew his brother quite well, or probably was there with him back in the day. So that would make sense on what happens in the future, but we first need to get to that point. Obviously, Draken and Inyupe in the future timeline we're at have obviously somehow been able to stop the constant recruiting that's been trying to happen through the Terano South's leader, but they obviously in the future are still only at the motorcycle place, so obviously they never do get recruited. And in this timeline, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the exact same way. Draken and Inyupe aren't going to get recruited. If anything, I see Inyupe bringing up the fact that Takemichi is actually the new leader of the Black Dragons, unofficially, but by Inyupe, as he was the vice president for the 10th, I'm pretty sure, the 10th Black Dragons group, I can't remember, pretty sure it was. So I can see Takemichi possibly joining the Bonten group that is showing up with Akashi, mainly for the fact that if Akashi's interested in this young lad because he's the now so-called leader of the Black Dragons, that could pretty much fast track us to that point of Takemichi, running a gang in a way. He could go towards the top of this Bonten or Brahim group, as the actual leader himself is apparently someone who works from the shadows. Takemichi could be the man who works out in the open per se, trying to take down Mikey and the other gang. Maybe the Rokuhara Tandai is actually showing up to stop the constant recruiting, and this has happened before. Maybe we don't know. I guess we'll find out in this chapter coming up. But one thing I do know for sure, and it's pretty much the only thing that I know is going to happen in this chapter, because the spoilers this week were absolutely terrible. I've literally had to search into the Japanese side of the internet to find specific things, and I found a little bit. So apparently Koko Nui will be making an appearance this episode. So I'd imagine if Koko's making an appearance, that most likely so is Mikey, because Koko's definitely still a part of Mikey's Kanto Margin gang, as we know from, the story and all at the moment. So yeah, I can definitely see Mikey showing up as well if Koko does show up, or maybe Koko shows up and it's just the two number 2s of, the Kanto Manji gang, and they could just be showing up and stopping the Terano South's number 1 from recruiting Draken, and that's their thing that they're doing, because Mikey's, protecting, the entire group, because he doesn't want anyone to get into conflicts in the future, so that, he's making sure they're all on their right paths. So I at least see Mikey trying to somewhat protect, the specific members of Toman from getting recruited. Which leads me to Inyupe. I see Inyupe definitely helping out Takemichi here, and possibly even following along with him, joining a new gang and then going back to working with Draken. Just because Koko is, if I remember correctly, an extremely close friend of Inyupe, and I couldn't see Inyupe leaving his, old closest friend in this gang life, wounding up a horrible person when he could possibly save him, along with Takemichi's childhood friend who has the scar going down past his left eye. He's also going to be saved in some kind of way, I know for sure. But yeah, as per usual, we have hardly anything for the spoilers, pretty much nothing I'd say for actual confirmed spoilers this week. It's mainly just a huge prediction on where I see the series headed after reading it every week and rereading chapters. I've accurately guessed pretty much where it's headed for a while now, so I can see, you know, definitely somewhat taking the path that I've already said throughout this video. So, but hopefully next week, the person who I get the spoilers off on Twitter will put them back out again. I don't know what happened with that this week, but there was never any put out for some reason. So yeah, as I said, I had to search far and wide into the Japanese deep web pretty much to find something that was put out, and I found a few things, but nothing that is 100% confirmed yet. Apparently stuff will be put out within the next 20 hours, so say if the raw scans are put out within the next 20 hours and I'm able to find them, then I will put out another spoiler video for Tokyo Revengers a little bit closer to when the chapter drops, just because those will be much more accurate than this one would be for sure. But anyway, if you guys have enjoyed the video and want to keep up to date with not only Tokyo Revengers spoilers, but also Jujutsu Kaisen and One Piece, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and leave a like on the video as well, as it really shows that you guys are enjoying my content and helps push it to new people. But yeah, anyway, for now it's been your professional degenerate Diavolo, and I'll see you all in a bit. Bye.